should be done. Now I'll read the lesson. In the evenings and for Saturday naps, like today's, Jack told his daughter Jo a story out of his head. So he used to tell her a story on evenings and on Saturday afternoons. Out of his head means he used to imagine the story and tell. This custom began when she was 2 years old, was itself now nearly 2 years old. When she was 2, he had started telling her stories, and now 2 years had already passed, so now she was 4 years old. And his head felt empty. He did not have any more creativity left. Each new story was a slight variation of a basic tale. A small creature, usually named Roger, Roger Fish, Roger Squirrel, Roger Chipmunk, had some problem and went with it to the wise old owl. The owl told him to go to the wizard, and the wizard performed a magic spell that solved the problem. So, all the stories had a basic same structure with little variation. Only he used to change the characters. And according to them, he used to change some of the habits also. So, usually the story had one creature whose name was Roger. It was either fish, squirrel, chipmunk. Chipmunk is a little animal of North America. It's like a family of the squirrel only, a rodent like squirrel only. Had some problem, and this creature would have a problem, and he would go to an old owl, a wise old owl. The owl would direct him to a magician, a wizard, and the wizard would perform some magic spell. He would perform some magic, and he would solve the problem, demanding a payment, a number of pennies greater than the number that Roger creature had. And every time the wizard asked for money, pennies are coins, he would ask for money more than what the Roger creature had. But at the same breath, directing the animal to a place where the extra pennies could be found. But at the same time, he would tell the creature where he could find the extra money. And the creature would go there and get that money. Then Roger was so happy, he would get the money and he would pay the wizard. Then Roger was so happy because his problem was solved, and he would be so happy. He played many games with other creatures and went home to his mother just in time to hear the train whistle. So every time the creature played games and he went home, and he went home on time, such a time that he would hear the whistle of the train that brought his daddy home from Boston. And this train would be bringing his father home from Boston. Jack described their supper, and after that Jack used to describe their supper. The father came home and they would have their dinner, supper, that is the night food, night meal, and the story was over. And after eating the food, the story would come to an end. Working his way through this scheme was especially fatiguing on Saturday. It was very tiring on Saturdays because Jo never fell asleep in naps anymore. Naps are short sleeps, usually taken in the afternoons. So it was very tiring because Jo never fell asleep in the afternoons for those short sleeps. And knowing this made the rite seem futile. And knowing this very well, that she would not fall asleep, the practice of telling story seemed to be useless, in vain, futile. The little girl, not so little anymore. So she was a little girl, but she was not so little anymore. The bumps her feet made under the covers were halfway down the bed. So children have the habit of hitting their bed, raising their legs up and letting it fall on the bed. They have a habit, and now when she had cover on her legs, that is, she must be probably having a sheet or a blanket, and when she used to bump her feet on the bed, their big double bed that they let her be in for naps, and when she was sick, the parents used to allow her to sleep in their double bed for afternoon sleeps, and when she was not well, had at last arranged herself her leg used to reach halfway down the bed. That is why the author is saying she was not anymore little, because her legs reached halfway down the bed. From her covers, when she bumped the feet, he could feel that her feet were reaching halfway down the bed. Now at last, she arranged herself, that is, she prepared herself to sleep, and from the way her fat face deep in the pillow shone in the sunlight sifting through the drawn shades. So she prepared herself to sleep. She put her head on the pillow, and the sunlight was coming through the little openings between the curtains, coming through the curtains. And she would take her nap like an infant or two. Her brother Bobby was too and already asleep with his bottle. Jack asked, "Who shall the story be about today?" Now, though she prepared to sleep, but she was not actually going to sleep. It did not seem fantastic that some magic would occur. Though she was preparing to sleep, but it did not seem that any magic was going to happen, and she was going to fall asleep like a 2-year-old baby. Like her brother was asleep, he was 2 years old, he had already taken his milk with the bottle, and he was asleep. So the father asked her, "Who shall the story be about today?" "Roger." Jo squeezed her eyes shut and smiled to be thinking. She was thinking. She squeezed her eyes, she closed her eyes and smiled to be thinking. She was thinking. She smiled, pretending as if she was thinking, but actually she was thinking only. Her eyes opened, her mother's blue. She opened her eyes, and the father observed that the daughter had exactly the same color of eyes as her mother, blue, that is. "Skunk," she said firmly. So very decidedly she said skunk. A new animal. They must talk about skunks at nursery school. Having a fresh hero momentarily stirred Jack to creative enthusiasm. Now, for a moment, he also became a little enthusiastic because the creature was new, so there was something new he could try with the story. "All right," he said. "Once upon a time, in the deep dark woods, there was a tiny little creature by the name of Roger Skunk. And he smelled very bad." This is the characteristic of a skunk. The skunks smell very bad. "Yes," Jo said. So she knew that skunks smell bad. "He smelled so bad that none of the other